We were talking about President Obama's interview on 60 Minutes last night. What did you think, Joy?
Well, I love him. I love him. He's a great guy. I have a couple of things to say on something that Sarah said I don't really necessarily agree with. I think that it is the perfect time for him to come out and talk because he's actually acting like a political and social analyst right now. And he's saying the things that Biden really can't say right now because Biden is in a precarious position. He's the president-elect, but he's there to unite the country. He's there to reach across the aisle. And yet these things need to be said. So that's what Obama is doing, and it's a perfect time for him. The other thing that he said, that Obama said, that I wasn't too clear on, was he said, I thought that the model, this is from the article in The Atlantic, he said, I thought that the model wouldn't be Richie Rich, the complaining, lying, doesn't take responsibility for anything type of figure, referring to Trump. Well, I think that the Richie Rich model is exactly what got his base all psyched up about him. The fact that here's a guy who lives in this splendor in the palace with the beautiful wife and all this other stuff. Whereas Biden, you know, Biden is a worker. He's a civil servant. The guy would go home every week to see his family on the train. He didn't live in a big house. He doesn't have a lot of money. He struggled. And also had a tragic past. So I think that doesn't appeal to the base the way, Mr. Glitzy does, you know, with all the gold toilet seat and all that. Yeah, Richie Rich is exactly what they liked.
So what do you think, Anna? I mean, anything strike you in particular?
Well, listen, as somebody who was quite critical of President Obama when he was president, I can't believe how much I miss him and how much I've grown to appreciate his maturity, his self-deprecation, his ability to articulate complete thoughts and complex sentences. But also, I actually do think that this is a very poignant time for him to be doing these interviews and releasing this. Because, you know, he talked in the interview about the handing over of power. And let's remember, he had to greet in the White House. He had to have a reception. He invited to the White House. He left a beautiful note. He sat at the podium while Donald Trump made his American Carnage speech. And this was a guy, he was handing this over to a guy who got his starts in politics by questioning Obama's birth, by inflaming the fires of racism and bigotry in America. Somebody who campaigned against Obama and who, frankly, the last 4 years has done nothing but reverse Obama policies. So that he could have such grace and such elegance with a Donald Trump really, I think, reminds us that of what Obama said last night. They are public servants. They are there for a temporary period, occupants of the White House for a temporary period. And it was a good reminder that if Obama could put bygones aside and behave like a normal adult, maybe Donald Trump should try it for once in his life. Maybe.
Not going to happen.
Do we have time?
Maybe everybody should also remember.
Do I have time to say something, or are we going to come
everybody should also... go ahead. Go ahead.
The other thing I want to say is that, you know, Trump was allowed to sabotage democratic norms because people didn't speak up, because Republicans didn't speak up. And that's why it's so important that you have President Obama speaking up because of those democratic norms that now have just sort of gone to the wayside. And I think not criticizing this president earlier was a mistake that Obama made. I think he's actually speaking too late rather than too soon.
Well, I love the fact that everybody should be reminded that these people work for us. That's American hard-earned dollars that holds up this country. Our tax dollars goes to make sure that there are peaceful transitions, that the information we need medically is available to us. That's our money. This is our country. And don't forget, these guys, whoever it is, they work for the American people, not for the Republican Party or the Democratic Party, regardless of what they say. They work for the American people.